Going? Good. All right. Good morning, everyone. This is the detention docket for the 323rd District Court. In compliance with the Texas Supreme Court Emergency Order number 24 related to the coronavirus, we are not conducting in-person court proceedings. Instead, we are using a reasonable alternative for remote hearings, which is Zoom. And they comply with Tarrant County Judge Whitley's order regarding coronavirus. The courtroom is closed to the public, and so we are broadcasting this in order to comply with the Texas Open Courts Act, Article 1, Section 13 of the Constitution that allows the public to view the proceedings within the courtroom. We are broadcasting this on YouTube. Any recording, copying, publishing of or broadcasting of these proceedings is prohibited by this court. A violation of this order is punishable by contempt of up to 6 months in jail and a $4,000 fine. So we'll go and start with Olivia Arts. Olivia, is that you? Is that you, Olivia?
Your Honor, she's in out of custody. I see somebody on FPOD, but Olivia's in the courtroom.
It's right. Olivia, is that you in the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay, Olivia, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to make a decision whether to take you into custody or to leave you in the community. If I take you into custody, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Anything that you say during this detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. All right, so Olivia, you're 15 years old. You've never been here before. And let's see, we had a progress report in August. You were released from detention after a detention hearing for ag assault with a deadly weapon. We received a text from your mom saying that you were acting out in the house. Let's see. You attempted to start a fire at the grandma's home. You were threatening the family with a knife. When the police responded, you made suicidal statements. So they took you to JPS. You were released because they thought you were only making statements to avoid returning to detention. So do we, Ms. Turner-Hill, do we have anything to substantiate that? Like any details?
As far as the JPS stay, or?
As far as what she said, to make the doctor feel like she was only trying to avoid being detained.
No, sir, I haven't received the records from JPS. That was a statement made by her mom.
Okay.
Well, actually, I believe she did say she didn't want to go back to detention at that time.
Okay. So, one second. Are you on? No, okay.
I jumped off first.
Oh, you did? Okay, good. All right. So September 1st, Judge Porter did a judicial review and he admonished you for your behavior and said that you had 48 hours to comply with the rules in the house or you would come back here. And he encouraged you to use your coping skills. So on the 7th, we received a text from your mom saying that you were no longer complying in the house. You were verbally aggressive, threatening everyone at home, including a 9-year-old sister and grandma. And the family contacted the police, thinking things were escalating poorly. Police came, but didn't take you into custody. So Mom, wait a minute. All right, so this is originally...
Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt. This is Doug. Our thing just caught out, so what you just said, the family did not hear.
Okay. All right. So, Olivia, our probation office got a text on September 7th with your mom saying that you were being verbally aggressive and threatening, including your 9-year-old sister and your grandmother. They called the police. Police didn't do anything. So this is originally because you were at the home. You were using a tablet to get on social media, even though your punishment was that you were not supposed to. And then when Mom took it away, you started packing your things to run away. Mom kept you from doing it, so you locked in the bathroom. Then you went to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and threatened to stab. I remember this hearing. And so, all right, Mom, so tell me what Olivia was doing most recently, since Judge Porter.
Okay, most recently it's just been, she's been very disrespectful.
I need specifics.
She tried to start a fire in her grandmother's home. She
I need specifics. What do you mean? She just said, tried inside,
she was
outside?
trying, no, it was inside the home. She tried to light a poster board on fire.
Okay.
She,
Tell me about the disrespect.
yes, cussing out her, as in sense of cussing out both of her grandmothers. Telling one to get the F out of her home, the other one telling her to shut the F up. Since Dad had left the home for a little bit, he had things that he needed to take care of, but since he has been back home, Olivia has behaved a little better. However, we just got reports from her counseling that Olivia is lying to her. Olivia has let both of her counselors know at Excel, the PHP program she is in, that supposedly she has a 1-year-old child. We also found
Okay.
we have found pictures of a child that we have no idea who it is, that she's taken off of the computer.
Hold on a second. All right. So first of all, the last thing I heard was you talking about a 1-year-old child, and you cut out for a little bit. It's not your fault. So I'm looking for specifics on her disrespect to you.
When being told no, or being told that she can't have something, or when I'm asking for something back, like my phone, because periodically I will let her use it to have contact with others.
Okay, Mom, you're killing me here. All right. I'm asking for questions of disrespect. I can't have the whole story or the whole background. I'm trying to know if she's following the rules at home or not.
No, she's not. She's
Okay,
not
give me
following
examples
the
of how she's not following the rules.
when she's asked to do something, she bluntly will not. Last night there was a discussion about how serious the court was for her, and she was, Dad told her that, hey, you really should straighten up. And well, I'm ready, I can do this. Just hollering and screaming in the home to the point where her 9-year-old sister gets scared over it.
All right. Okay. All right. This is what I do. All right, Olivia. So this is pretty simple. You were given a chance. It seemed like when we were first here on the offense with the knife that you that your mom went to work with you, but the deal was you had to follow the rules at home. You had problems doing that. Came in, saw Judge Porter. He gave you a chance to follow the rules at home. You're still not doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and detain you. You're going to be here. You need to get to level 1-0 and you hold it for 72 hours. All right. At that point, then we will give you another chance at home. Mom, does that sound fair? Like I'm basically, the idea behind this is for her to show that she has the ability to follow the rules. If she has the ability, then I can release her to you because she can do it. She's just choosing not to. And if she continues to choose not to, then we just bring her back here and do it again. Next time, get to level 1-0, hold her for 1 week, and next time 2 weeks. And we'll just keep on upping it so she understands there's a consequence to her decisions. Or if she's here and she cannot get to level 1-0, she cannot follow the rules here, then we know there's a different issue and we didn't put you and grandma's and sister and everyone else in the home to more difficult than we have to. All right, Mom?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm asking you to give me a chance. Let's see if Olivia can prove herself here. If she can, then we'll give her the opportunity to prove herself at home. But if she can't, then we'll look at the other options that we have. Okay? All right. So Olivia, you're being detained.
Okay, Olivia, come on. You got a cell phone or anything else?
She's hold level 1-0 for 3 days. Olivia, do you understand what level 1-0 is?
Leave your mask on.
Okay, can y'all hear me in the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay, so Olivia, level 1-0, we have 3 different behavior levels, 1, 2, 3. Within the levels, you have 3 different levels: outstanding, acceptable, unacceptable. All right, if you're not following the rules, if you're resisting, if you're failing to comply, if you're talking back, any of these things, then you drop points. And if you drop points, you cannot be at level 1-0. If you do everything right, then you get to level 1.0, then you hold that for 3 days, and then we give you a chance. All right. So it's really up to you how long you stay here. At the very minimum, it's going to be 6 days. At the longest, it could be 6 months or years. It's really just up to you when you decide to start following the rules. All right. Thank you. All right. At this point, we're having bandwidth issues today. And so what I'm going to ask JPD, if you're a supervisor, if I'm going to ask you to switch over to YouTube just to watch the broadcast and get out of the Zoom session, we have close to 50 participants, and it's actually kind of stressing out in the courthouse internet connection. So, yeah, if you're with JPD and you're not an actual officer that I have to ask questions to, I'm just going to request if you can go to YouTube to watch the stream instead. Hopefully that can help a little bit. Sorry? Yeah, how many DAs do we have on here as well? I see Mr. Richmond.
2, Your Honor.
2, okay.
I have the majority of them today. I think Mark's going to hop on one of them.
Okay. All right, we'll try that. That shouldn't be too bad.
Judge, I missed some of that. Are you ready for a Collier?
Well, the thing is, there's not even enough bandwidth for me to get a video signal, so I can't see anybody. And so that's a problem. Are there any other JPD? How many people from victims assistance are here? Like, we're at over 40 participants in the Zoom session. Okay. Like, we need some of these JPD, we need to start. So the way I see it right now, I mean, about half of the people here are from JPD. I'm counting 19. I mean, there's only 16 kids, but we have, yeah, they're just spread out today. All right, let's try now. All right, Quintus Collier.
All right, let me go get him, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to pull him in here. He's out of custody.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, well, probation officers, there's a lot of hearings of all the probation officers, and attorneys and stuff.
Sorry, y'all, I just don't have video, and that's my problem. I can't see anybody.
We can see you, Judge.
You cannot see me either?
We can. I'm saying I can see you.
Right. Yeah, I'm turning off the video feed for a lot of our juvenile probation officers. That'll free up a lot of the bandwidth. Mr. I need you, this is yours.
Yes, Judge.
So I apologize, Mr. Willett, turn off your video. We're breaking Zoom. Ms. Hall, do you mind turning off your video? I can't seem to do it from here. Don't be a mess. Okay. At least not, I can see the child now. All right, Mr. Collier, this is a detention hearing. The purpose of this hearing is for me to decide whether to take you into custody or to leave you in the community. I'm sorry, Ms. Hall she's a probation officer for this one. So, Mr. Collier, if I take you into detention, then the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. And you have a right to an attorney. Mr. Adniji has been appointed as your attorney. All right, first of all, you're 16 years old. You're on probation until May 2021 for the offense of theft of property. So it's probably a stolen car, $2,500 to $30,000. And you currently owe $750 in restitution. You went on probation almost a year ago in November, and you haven't paid. Let's see. Yeah, you have not paid any restitution yet in almost a year. All right, so May 29th at about 10 o'clock, about 8 o'clock, police observed what seemed to be a drug transaction over at a Quick Trip. 3 people got back to the car. Police followed the car, tried to do a traffic stop, and the vehicle fled from the officers. So it stopped at nearby apartments. Front passenger was detained. Others fled. The vehicle was stolen out of Euless. According to the passenger, driver goes by the name of BJ. He met at the Valero in Euless. Police found out that BJ was identified as Quintice Collier. When they reviewed the surveillance, confirmed Quintice entered at about 10 o'clock, 10:06 to 10:10. And these are the same people the officer saw leaving the QT. The camera actually got a good picture of his face leaving the store. Let's go June 3rd, about 10 o'clock at night. Victim traveled to his girlfriend's house. Once he got there, he entered his girlfriend's apartment. He was attacked by several male occupants. Victim saw what appeared to be a firearm in one of the suspect's hands when he brutally attacked by the 4 juveniles. Quintice was one of the 4 who assaulted the victim. They took his property without his consent. Victim said when he walked in the door, he saw Quintice standing near the door. Victim said that he had recent trouble with Quintice in the past, and he had to call the police. They saw Quintice swing something toward his head, and he fell to the ground, began to bleed profusely on the floor, and the other 3 people joined in the assault and theft of the property. And so Quintice was identified through a photo lineup. I just shut off everyone's video feed just to free up bandwidth, but I wasn't resolving anybody's picture.
You are still connected through the network cable and not through Wi-Fi?
Yes.
So I need to contact the network.
That's what I was telling her. I'm not Wi-Fi. I'm hardwired.
I know, but
Oh.
if it had cut off, if something had happened to your cable, you would have gone to Wi-Fi.
Yes, yes.
So I just wanted to double check that it didn't.
Oh.
But I can see from here that it's not.
Oh, like I didn't kick the cord or something. Thank you. All right. So Fort Worth PD got a felony robbery warrant for Quintis. Let's see. All right. So, let's see, according to your mom has always said you're doing well, haven't reported any of these incidences. Mom was aware of the robbery offense when the detective called. The evading of arrest report also said the client was called in as a runaway by mom, but mom never told us that you were a runaway. Never told us about the detective call.
You run away.
So,
running away. So why would I say you?
Ma'am? Ma'am, I'm not talking to you.
It's cutting out. It keeps cutting
So,
out.
Ms. Hall, what I'm trying to figure out is, okay, so did he have that robbery case he was brought in? And then what does he bring in for today for the new referrals for the evading?
I was never.
So, Your Honor, he's had the robbery warrant out, but the fugitive department has not gone to pick him up because they've been dealing with a bunch of murders in Fort Worth. So the robbery warrant from Fort Worth PD is still active. The cases for the robbery and evading arrest this week. So we became aware of them this week, which is why he's here for the out of custody.
This
What?
week. Wait. This week I didn't do nothing.
I know you didn't do nothing this week.
What is going on?
Just hold on.
So you're on probation from November 25th of 2019. Ms. Hall, have we given him any drug tests while he's on probation?
Not since March due to the COVID restrictions.
Okay. All right. And then now May 29th. Let's see.
John. Hold on. It's like John. They talking about David.
Yeah, so Quintis. So Ms. Hall, Quintis was the driver of the car that fled, according to the video, surveillance video?
According to the police report, yes.
Okay. All
No,
right.
he was not the driver, Judge. He was a passenger.
No, it said Quintis and the passenger.
Okay.
Surveillance footage confirmed that the front passenger and Quintis. So I'm assuming he wasn't the same.
That is
So-
correct.
Okay. All right. Hey, Quintis, I don't think you're taking probation seriously. If any of this is true, there's probable cause that you committed offenses of robbery as well as evading arrest with a motor vehicle. And you're not even paying the restitution that you ordered to as part of your probation. So I'm deeply concerned that you're not taking probation seriously. It seems like you're just escalating the offenses. And so I'm very concerned about the safety of the public and you. I'm going to go ahead and order you detained. Thank you. Jeremy Hauser. Hold on, Mr. Lugo. Oh, really? Do I need to repeat it? Is he still there? Yeah, the problem is we have so many people on today's detention docket. And okay. If he's still in here, I lost his video feed. So if he's still there, I don't mind repeating myself. Okay. If you can go there and confirm that you can hear me, and I'll repeat it. Thank you.
So Judge, can you hear us now?
I can hear you, Ms. Ligon. Mr. Collier, can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you
We
now.
can hear you now.
Okay. Mr. Collier, I'm very concerned. You were placed on probation last November. You haven't paid any restitution. And now you're on security footage entering the car that went on evading arrest immediately thereafter. You're also named as a suspect in a robbery case where you hit somebody in the head and then 4 of y'all
Who was the
stole
robbery?
stuff from
That's
it.
what I'm trying to get because.
So, well, that's something you can talk to the attorney about. Not, so,
The robbery was on the
Oh,
3rd
okay,
of
okay.
June.
I apologize, sir.
The robbery was on the 3rd of June, 2020. 3rd of June.
June 3rd,
June 3rd.
right? I see that. Yeah, Mr. Collier. So this is going back. So May 29th was the evading arrest with a vehicle. June 3rd was the robbery. All right. Both of these while you're on probation. But I'm very concerned about the safety of the public, Mr. Collier. And if you're on probation, you're on probation. You need to take it seriously. So things don't look good for you. But I'm concerned about your safety. So I'm going to go ahead and order you detained. Okay, did you hear what I said? Their mic is off.
I don't think they heard you, Judge.
Yeah, I don't know how they got muted. Mr. Ligon, can you unmute them, please? Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Collier, did you hear what I
Yes,
said?
no, we did
No,
not,
sir.
Your Honor.
Okay. We have so many people on Zoom, it just can't handle it because there's so many in the same building. Yeah. Okay. If I'm gonna move you to the waiting room, hopefully that helps. All right, thank you. Let's see, Ms. McGonigal, I'm gonna move you to the waiting room because it looks like you're the last one. There she is. Oh, never mind. Let's see, that's Peggy Campos.
He can't.
No, I'm saying like this other.
Even though it's open to the public.
I don't see her.
Unless you get 13 years or younger.
Cynthia Gonzalez.
Otherwise, you have to be open to the public.
I'm sorry? She's
Your
on-
Honor,
That's what I'm trying to do.
Your Honor, Ms. Campos isn't going to be here. Her supervisor, Mr. Van Hook, is.
Okay, I can't understand. Right now, we're just breaking Zoom. This court can't handle this bandwidth. So I'm just doing the best I can. We just have to remove people from here. Ms. Thomas, I'm moving to a waiting room for now. Mr. Lewis, I'm going to move you to a waiting room from now. Mr. Sawyer, I'm going to move you to the waiting room for now. I don't even think she's here. I haven't seen the name. Okay, so who would have let him in? Where did Gonzalez go? George.
Gotta see this report. Wow.
We're still back, he's still there. I'm actually on the 30s.
I had told investigators what 3 phones in the air.
All right, let's try from here.
Why would it take some 3 phones?
That works. That's not got under 40 people. All right. So, Mr. Collier, this is what I'm saying. You got placed on probation in November of last year. All right. At that point, you have not paid your restitution. You're implicated in May of an evading arrest where the camera has you getting the driver's seat of a car that ran from the police. You're implicated in June with somebody saying that you hit him across the head with an object and they were bleeding and you and 3 other people robbed him of his stuff. When you're on probation, you're on probation. What makes this worse is that you're having these cases and your mom's not even calling us, right? She has a duty to let us know that if the police are contacting you, and she failed that duty. So I believe that you are a danger to the public and a danger to yourself by being in the community. I'm going to order you detained. All right. Doug, were you able to hear all that? Doug, were you able to hear all that?
So Judge, did you order him detained?
Yes.
No, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just gonna have to do in-person hearings today. Because
If
there's
you
just
can,
too many,
Judge, I'll take him to the back.
there's just too many people.
Yeah, cell phone, everything, personal stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we're just not equipped with all the parents. Let's see, once we cycle through a couple, then they start dropping off on the connections and then we're fine. It's just the beginning, there's just so many people here.
Excuse me, Judge.
All right, let's give it a shot and see. Thank you, though.
Excuse me, Judge Kim, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Garcia.
My son Elijah Garcia he's on the docket. So is it all right if I just stay until I can see everything? I can hear you clearly. I see.
All right, Mr. Garcia, I appreciate talking. You know, when it's time for your son, it's your son. The parents, you're entitled to be here, but we're just having bandwidth problems. So I'm trying to remove the people that don't necessarily need to have to be here. But I understand your situation. I'm starting with the people that don't actually, we'll keep it the way, because we're not equipped to handle everything right now. So thank you. I appreciate the idea. We need to come up with a backup plan. So. All right, Keith Daniels, you're here with Jeremy Hauser. Okay. Worse than you think. Frank, Mr. Adler, I'm putting you in the waiting room. Mr. Newman, I think I put you in the waiting room. No, I think I already did. Okay. All right, Mr. Hauser, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right. So the purpose of this hearing is to decide whenever a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. I have appointed Mr. Daniels as your attorney for this case. All right, so you're 16 years old. You just got here. You're currently on probation for assault, family violence. We brought you in yesterday and you tested positive for marijuana while you're in probation. All right, so see, we got text from RTC All Church Home at about 11 o'clock that you had run away from the facility. And they confirmed that you were a runaway, so we issued a warrant for you. Dallas Police Department picked you up. You were transported to Dallas County Juvenile. And so we came and picked you up. So is somebody from CPS here?
Yes, Your Honor. Jamar Gordon.
Okay. Hello, Miss Neighbors. Is that Miss Neighbors? Oh, they look like it. All right. So y'all, what are y'all with the department? Are y'all with the department?
Judge, we're still not being able to communicate. We can't hear.
Your Honor, that's Mr. Gorman with CPS and Mr. Hauser's mother. They share joint conservatorship of him.
Okay, what is the, have you talked to IT about maybe seeing if there's a problem with that computer? All right, so can y'all hear me from the department?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so right now, what's the conservatorship status of this child?
It's joint temporary managing conservator.
Okay. All right, so we are not an RTC.
Can you hear me?
Which one of you wants this child? Who's in Andy's courtroom?
The joint temporary managing conservator?
Paul Self is Judge Porter in back in the chambers.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're connected.
Okay. All right. Why don't you tell them to take the parents over to that courtroom and see if that fixes it. I don't know if it's this computer or that computer. The problem. Trying to fix that one? All right, thank you. I'm going to switch over to Wi-Fi. All right. Okay, so you're with the department. What's the conservatorship status of this child?
Joint temporary managing conservator.
Okay, so he's a runaway. We got him here. I don't know if y'all knew he was smoking weed while he's in that placement. So which one of you want this child today? Did you hear me?
I don't know what they're talking about.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. So we picked him up as a runaway. Which one of you two would like to take him today?
Your Honor, if Jeremy's released back into our custody, he would return back to his facility.
Okay. Let's do it. So go ahead and I can release. I mean, right now he's just listed as a runaway. That's why I have him here. He's on probation. I'm not really happy about this, Jeremy. I'm not happy of you smoking weed, but at this point, I know CPS has more options to help you than we do here at Kimbo. So, but if you keep this up, it's just, you're actually making me look for a placement for you. And I don't think you want to go to Iowa or North Dakota for 6 to 9 months because those are lockdown facilities that you can't run away from, right? So, all right, so we'll go ahead. I'm ordering your release to the Department of Family and Protective Services. They'll let you know where to pick them up. All right.
So, Your Honor, we didn't hear any of the stuff going on.
Okay. I'm releasing him to the department. Can we move into Judge Porter's courtroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make him.
I don't even know what happened.
Army says just not do detention at all, just do it again on Monday. This room, I don't think this courtroom can handle 6 foot social distancing. Even individually, I don't know if we can handle it. Not asleep for 6 feet. That's not 18 feet from wall to wall. From bar to wall.
So.
Long if you adjust here over there. Your Honor, we have the family in Judge Porter's courtroom now.
All right. Can y'all hear me better now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, so this child was a runaway. We picked him up, and so I'm going to go ahead and release him to the department for y'all to go ahead and take him, place him wherever you feel like most appropriate. I was telling Jeremy that he ran away. The thing is, if he keeps on doing it, he's forcing me, since he's on probation, to look for a placement, a long-term placement, that's 6 to 9 months, and he doesn't want that, and I don't want that. So at this point, I think the department has more resources to help him than juvenile does. All right?
Your Honor, may I request that Jeremy be placed on ankle monitor if he's replaced us. He's ran away, I believe, 4 or 5 times from this placement already.
Well, the ankle monitor doesn't keep him from running away. All right.
Right.
And here's the thing: if he cuts off the monitor and ditches it, I'm sending the bill to the department. Are you willing to take that bill?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah. Then we'll go ahead and order he's released on ankle monitor. Jeremy, the best thing you can do is not cut off the monitor, because what that tells me is you're actually gonna say. So here's the thing, Jeremy. If when I issue a warrant for you, that means the police have no discretion in taking you into custody or not.
Yes.
The best thing you can do if you have an ankle monitor is leave it on. You get picked up, but at least I know where you were. The problem is when I don't know where you are, that gives me concern. And that's when I start looking at long-term placements in Iowa, North Dakota, Wyoming, places like that. And they keep you 6 to 9 months, and those are lockdown facilities. Okay. So my advice is we're gonna keep the monitor on. We're gonna try 30 days. If you're doing well, we'll get the monitor off. That's the standard policy. If you're violating your monitor, then it stays on longer. Okay.
Yes.
He is in now. Dallas County picked him up. His placement's here in Tarrant County. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. He's actually planned to be discharged within 12 days from today.
Discharged from
ACH RTC.
Oh, Jeremy, can you make it 12 days?
Yes, sir.
Right? You can do anything for 12 days, right? Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Your Honor, he's being discharged based on his behavior and new criminal investigations. And as of right now, we probably won't be able to find a placement for him based on recent incidents that occurred.
Okay. So what's y'all's plan then?
As of right now, we just staffed it, and Jeremy was in our system. He is classified as sexually aggressive. They're still searching for placement for him actively. They've been searching for about 18, 19 days and haven't been able to find one. Jeremy had been on the run for 12 days. There are multiple law enforcement agencies, including major crimes, Homeland Security, U.S. Marshals, that also need to interview Jeremy based on things that occurred while he was on the run.
All right. So, Mr. Miller, are you here?
Yes, Judge.
Do we have any of that?
They're still in the investigation phase. There's nothing that's been filed with us.
Okay. Let's go ahead and start a placement search. All right. Jeremy, that just be the best thing to do. All right. You know what? Let's hold on. Department, I'm going to ask you to hang around after all this is done. After the last one, I want to go back and pick this one up before I make a decision. All right. So I have more questions for you about this. Right now, I need to just move on with the docket. So we'll do this one last. Security control over there for Mr. Bowser. If you can just put him aside, we're gonna revisit him last. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right. Faith Henley.
I'm here, Judge. Her
Thank you.
parents are here as well.
All right, Faith Henley. Okay, Faith, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have a right to attorney. Ms. Taylor has been appointed your attorney. You do have a right to remain silent. But if you say anything, nothing you say here can be used against you at a different court setting. All right, so you've never been here before. Wait, no, you have.
Judge, she was here last week and this court detained her. She was sent to a private placement at San Marcos Treatment Facility and left that placement. And so this court issued a directive to apprehend and she just got back.
From Wise County. All right, so Wise County is looking for, want us to do the adjudication of transfer dispo?
Well, she's pending here in Tarrant. She does live in Wise. I don't even believe petitions have been filed yet. This is brand new.
All right, Faith. Well, decisions have consequences. We let you go, but you decide to run away again. So the only way to keep you from running away is for you to be here. And of course, anytime a young female runs away along the I-35 corridor, it gives me great, great concern and take extra caution. So you're just in the wrong county to decide to do this from. So anyways, I'm going to detain you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Miss. Thank you, Candace.
Yes, Judge.
Roger
Have a good
Jones.
weekend.
You too. All right, Roderick, this is a 10-day detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days. I'm going to review the case. I'm going to let you know that you were here on the murder where you were spending the night at a friend's house. And you decided to shoot mom's boyfriend and rob them for a phone. I'm familiar with this case. You're not even level 1 outstanding. So I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Marion King.
Your Honor, this is Mr. McElvain. I'll be covering Mr. Mitchell's detention hearing today.
All right, thank you. Were you adding people from the window? That's what I noticed. It was like, it's like that cartoon when I'm digging a ditch and you're filling it in. All right, Mr. King, Judge Kim, this is a detention hearing. You've been here for 10 days, and so I'm reviewing your case. This is a capital murder involving you breaking into an apartment in the middle of the day and shooting somebody over a PlayStation. And so I know you've been here for a long time. You had your appeal. We have another. Mr. Glasson, do we know when this is set for?
Your Honor, it's set for October 21st.
Okay, October 23rd. That's when we get to have your certification hearing again, Mr. King. Otherwise, thank you for being level 1 outstanding. But I'm going to go ahead and keep you detained because I feel like you're a danger to the community. Thank you, sir.
Did you just say that I went inside an apartment complex and I shot the woman? Did you just put that on?
Yeah, this is capital murder shooting apartment, right?
Yeah, but did you just say that I did it?
I'm saying this is where accused of doing it, even if it's under the law of parties. The law of parties is where two people.
I know, but before you said it, you said that I did. You said you were here for the shooting.
It's the capital murder.
Yeah.
Yes, you're here. There's probable cause that you committed capital murder. I feel like you're a danger to the public. I'm not going to release you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm ordering you detained.
So why do you feel like I'm a threat?
I'm sorry?
Why do you feel like I'm a threat to the community?
Because you're accused. Let me go over this one. All right. So separating what we had at the certification hearing, this is back in 2018. The police were dispatched on Calmont Avenue for a shooting. According to the warrant, the victim had been home caring for a 3-year-old kid when she was shot in the head with a 9mm handgun during a robbery. The police canvassed area during detention. The local gang unit said they had detained 4 people. During the detention, they located a 9mm handgun and silencer on an adult individual and located a loaded magazine belonging to that handgun in the possession of a juvenile companion. You and another juvenile companion were also identified. A warrant was issued for capital murder. We had a certification hearing. I certified you as an adult. However, there was an appeal that was reversed, so we have a new hearing on the certification, right? So if I remember correctly, there were witnesses that identified you as the person kicking in the door, or when the door got kicked in and going into the house, all right?
So if them persons see me, so why didn't they just call the police right then?
I'm sorry?
If those persons see me, why didn't they call the police right then?
You'd have to ask them, and you'll have the right to do that at your hearing. We have the right to confrontation. All right? Thank you, Mr. King.
You too.
Terrence Tucker. Mr. Tucker, this is a detention hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to decide if I should keep you or release you. If I keep you, you have the right to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, I'll provide one for you. So, Mr. Tucker, you're currently on probation until January 1st of 2022 for evading arrest with a motor vehicle. And you're only 14 years old. Right? And when you brought in, gave you a drug test and you're negative. All right, mom says that you've been leaving the house without permission and you missed some outpatient treatment, but it's because your mom had health issues, so I'm not going to hold that against you. You're diagnosed ADHD, but you're not taking medication, and you're attending online school. All right, so we issue a warrant for curfew violations. We don't have a master tamper, but during alert, we talked to your mom. She said you're not allowed, you weren't at home. Mom said you left without permission. She did not know where you were. So, see, we made contact a couple more times. And mom says she left you at the library and had not seen you since. She didn't know where you were. So we talked to her again, 3:30 in the morning, and she gave the phone to you. You said that when you came home from school at 5 o'clock, you had to go to the library. You called your mom at 6 o'clock to say you're going to the library. You stopped at CVS and Walgreens along the way when you saw the library was closed. And then you said it was about 8 o'clock when you said you went home. But when you went there, nobody was there to let you in. And went to grandma's house. Grandma wasn't there, but dad was, so you stayed with dad until 2:30 in the morning. Said you tried to call mom, but mom went to voicemail. You had several EM violations before. So let's see. Yeah, all right. Well, here's the thing, Mr. Tucker. Normally, I would just look at your EM records, and it shows me where you were because you didn't take it off. And as long as you were legit where you said you were, and you weren't lying to us, I would just let you go now. Because you didn't cut off the monitor, right? I understand you have to understand, we'll bring you in whenever you violate your monitor. I won't always hold you here, though. However, now you're just lying. And that's the problem, right? One thing that probably upsets me more than anything else is when somebody lies to the court. When you lie to JPD, you're lying to the court. You're lying to me. So when you say you tried to call your mom, but it went to voicemail, but we're calling your mom and she's picking up the phone, that's a problem. Don't lie to your mom. Don't lie to your probation. Don't lie to me. All right? Just own up to it. Be a man. If you made a mistake, own up to the mistake and just take the consequences and move on. So that being said, this is what I want to do. So Mr. Jennings, are you here?
I have that case, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, Mr. Howard. So this is what I would like to do, Mr. Howard. Let's go ahead and if you can verify where he was, as long as it matches up with the story of the library, and if you can call the library, see what time they closed that day. And then he was at grandma's house with dad and then came over. If he's straight up with that, you know, he gets a level 1-0 and I'll let him go. All right. Okay. Now here's the problem. If he was lying about that, all right, then he gets level 1-0 and he needs to hold it for 3 days before I let him go.
You got it, Your Honor.
So really this, you know, Terrence, this comes back to you. If you were, Mr. Tucker, this comes back to you. If you were actually telling us the truth, then that gets you out quicker. But the deeper your lie goes, the more painful this gets. Mom, you're here, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate everything you're doing. We're all both working together to help Mr. Tucker. And I can't do without you. And even though you can do it without us. Hopefully we're making your job a little bit easier. Okay. So Mom, thank you for being accessible, answering the phone at all hours of the night and trying to be helpful. Yes, Mr. Howard.
Your Honor, if he is released or when he is released, will we like him released still back to the monitor?
Absolutely.
You got it.
He has earned more time with the monitor.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Huh? Yes, 72 hours. Gets it, holds it. All right, Jalen Rice. All right, I think Mr. Willett, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, thank you.
I'm not on camera though. You got me blocked off. I don't
know what's happening. It's all right. Thank you though.
Yeah, it's either way, it's fine. I can see everyone.
All right, Mr. Rice, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. You've been here. When you get here, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. All right, so Mr. Rice, this is, you just got here. You're on probation. You paid off the restitution, which thank you very much. That's working in your favor. Let's see. All right, so on September 8th, you went before Judge Porter for a 10-day hearing. He released you on EM. You're supposed to have no contact with the victims, including social media. On September 17th, at about 8:00 a.m., we found out that Fort Worth PD said that the victim reported that Jalen Rice attempted to video call her on Instagram. And he said that Jalen posted on Instagram saying that your ex is dead people walking. And so, I'm sorry, that is, let's see, but that's the victim, the mom, and her friend. So, all right, well, Mr. Rice, we made it very clear that if we're to let you go, you'd have no contact. You just couldn't stay off social media. So at this point, I feel like you're a danger to other people if I was to release you. So I'm going to go and detain you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Jose Torres. No, I'm sorry, Gavin Sosa. Jeez, he had a chance.
How you doing, sir?
Put the phone down. Just put it down. Put the phone down. Mr. Sosa, I'm Judge Kim. Hello, Mr. Newman.
Hello, Judge. How you doing?
I'm Judge Kim. This is a attorney requested detention hearing. If I detain you from today, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. All right, Mr. Newman, why are you requesting this hearing?
Judge, I was appointed on this morning. I think we may have a miscommunication.
Okay. All right, well.
Please.
I'm sorry, this is not attorney requested. I've been confused on the lines. All right. This is original detention hearing. Mr. Sosa, you're 17 years old.
Yes, sir.
You have had quite a history here.
Yes,
Starts
sir.
when you're 13 with weed, like drugs in the school zone. Then you turn 15 with a burglary of a habitation, engage in organized criminal activity, another burglary of a habitation, another burglary of a habitation. So 3 burglary of habitations in 3 nights. All right. So you're still 15. You have a theft of property from 100 to 750. 5 days later, arrested for stealing a car. So now at this point, you're 16. You get arrested for burglary of a vehicle. You're on. Let's see. So, Mr. Lewis, was this child already committed before?
Yes, sir. He's actually here on a warrant from TJJD.
Okay.
And when I spoke with his parole officer earlier this morning, we're both not clear why there isn't a hold in the system for him, but she's working on getting that in the system and requesting that we keep him detained until she can come retrieve him from our detention center.
Okay.
The warrant was issued for absconding back in July, and she has asked for a little grace in terms of coming to pick him up when the results of his COVID test that we gave him come back. I told her I would relay that to you and let her know what your response was.
Okay, so let's see. TJJD contacted Haltom City. There was a fight between neighbors at apartment complex, and the police found your warrant from TJJD. They said that it was issued in July for absconding. So you ran off while you're on parole. And so they're trying to pick you up. All right, so we didn't give him a drug test, Mr. Lewis?
We gave him one this morning. He was positive for THC.
All right, so you're on parole, smoking weed on the road. So, and you're 17 years old. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Mr. Lewis, at this point, if you can tell TJJD and let them know we are not gonna screen them for COVID because all they're gonna do is refuse to pick them up if he tests positive. And so they just need to pick them up. And also if you can let them know that we have about 10 other kids so they should bring a big van and just take them all at once. If they're willing to take one, they should just take all of them. If you can tell them that we're requesting that they can take more than just Mr. Sosa, and probably provide them a copy of that drug test. Mr. Lewis, if they're not going to come within the next 72 hours, I'm going to go ahead and have this child housed downtown in the adult jail. All right. Mr. Sosa, did you have a question?
Yes, sir. Mr. Tim, my past is just...
Okay, all right. Hold on.
I know.
I want you to tell me a story. I'm just asking if you have a question.
Well, not really. I just wanted to told you like how I was doing like now.
Oh, see, that's not up to me right now. That's not the issue. That's between you and TJJD. They'll make a determination on your parole.
Yes, sir.
Right now, it's whether I should hold you or not hold you. That's all it is.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Sosa. So, Mr. Sosa, I'm gonna let you know if they do keep you here at Kimbo for a little bit longer, it is going to be, that's depending on you behaving. If your behavior level drops at all, you're just gonna be housed. I'm gonna move you downtown to the adult jail. Okay.
Yes,
so,
sir. You don't have no worries.
All right. Mr. Lewis, you probably also want to let them know that our detention facility, like I'm very inclined to keep Mr. Sosa downtown, at which point they're not going to give him a COVID test. And so, that's just, during this time, we're kind of at the tail end of all this. There's just less options, but they need to come and get this child.
I'll let them know.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Judge, should I consider myself to remain on this case?
There's nothing adversarial about this, Mr. Newman. Yeah.
Well, I guess my only question or concern would be if he's placed in the downtown jail for conduct that occurred prior to his 17th birthday. I think there may be a legal issue with that. Irrespective of his age. Because child is defined in, I think it's section 5102.
Yes.
Because 17 and 18 for conduct that occurred prior to his 17th birthday. I think it is required that he stays in the juvenile detention facility.
No, there's a requirement. If they're under 17, they stay here. If they're 18, they have to go downtown. 17 is not addressed.
Well, I think a child has to stay in the juvenile detention facility. In the way in which 5102 defines child, he would be within that definition.
I mean, I'll sit down and talk to you about it, but yeah, I've sat down with several people and looked at it. There's a gap there in 17 where it gives court discretion either way.
All right.
So
I'll take a look. If I find anything, I will try and get with the court within 72 hours.
All right, thank you. And otherwise, I don't think actually on this, I don't think he's entitled to counsel either, other than the detention hearing. So, you'll remain on for the limited scope of the detention hearings only. Yeah. Because we'll have to do the 10 days, even though he's in the downtown, if he's in the downtown jail. So,
understood.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jose Torres.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Torres, I'm Judge Kim. This is an attorney requested detention hearing. If I decide to detain you today, then you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here, and you have the right to remain silent. Mr. Masek.
Yes, Your Honor.
You requested this hearing.
Yes, I did, Your Honor. My client did request that I try to get him out. Once he reached level 1, he reached level 1 on September 10th. He has some pending cases. I think the most serious is that the was an assault against his mother. But his mother's here and she's talked to me and she can talk to you as well.
Stuff you got to make a promise, Mr. Torres? Got to make a deal with Mr. Torres? Okay. Like this is the one you're beating up your little brother, your 7-year-old brother and 4-year-old brother over an Xbox.
Well, he didn't beat.
No, that's right. They used up his Xbox credit. And then the THC oil. All right, Mom, talk to me.
All right, George, what is the information that you need from Mom?
I'm just wondering, like Mr. Masek is saying that, like Mr. Masek, what are you asking to release him just because he's level 1-0?
Yes, Your Honor, and he has no prior history other than the things pending right now. And Mom is willing to take him back. Now, she speaks Spanish only, and I think somebody's there to help out.
Sí, yo le dije al abogado que yo sí permito que regrese, pero que necesito que él es muy agresivo, necesito que él tome clases de agradecimiento, porque él es muy agresivo conmigo. Entonces, sí, él, okay.
She's mother is reporting that she's willing to take him, but she wants for him to have some anger management classes because he is aggressive.
Se enoja conmigo como 10 veces al día.
She says that Jose gets upset at Mom, aggressive 10 times a day, about 10 times a day.
When's the last time you saw a mental health doctor?
¿Cuándo fue la última vez que ha tenido, si ha ido al hospital o algo mentalmente, para algo mental?
¿Él? José. Él no es José,
Oh,
José. Él sí fue a Cooks cuando él tenía 13 años.
He went to Cook's Children's Hospital when he was 13 years
Por
old.
una semana, por agradecimiento.
For a week, for aggression issues.
Did he receive a prescription?
Recibió medicamento. Sí recibió medicamento. Sí lo tomó. Sí lo tomó.
Yes, he was on prescription medication.
Okay. Does she know that children are supposed to see their mental health doctor every 6 weeks?
Si sabe usted que él tenía que ver el psiquiatra cada 6 meses. Es que su doctor particular ya no me dijo nada, ya solamente me dijo que él necesitaba pensar que hay reglas y él tiene que saber que hay reglas, por eso ya no me dijo que ya no regresara.
So her doctor didn't give her the indication that there was a follow-up to be needed. And so the doctor told her that that Jose needed just to know how to make better decisions.
I think I agree with that doctor. All right, Jose, so here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and release you. I'm going to release you on electronic monitor and with a drug patch. So if you continue to use any marijuana, you're just going to come back here or any other controlled substance. All right?
Yes,
is that a problem?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm also putting the electronic monitor on you because I don't want you to go out because I think you're disrespecting your mom. And so you need to follow her rules. If we find out that you're being abusive or disrespectful to your mom, I'm just going to bring you back here. You know what it takes to get to level 1-0 back here, right?
Yes, sir.
So I need you to be level 1-0 at home. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you can't be level 1-0 at home, then I bring you back here and make you prove it again, and we just go back and forth. Or you just go home, respect your mom, even if you don't like it, just like here with our detention officers, right? You don't like what they're telling you, but you just do it because that's what you're supposed to do. All right? That's the same thing with your mom. You don't like what she's saying, but you do it because that's what you're supposed to do. As long as you do that, you and I will have no problems. This will be a very easy probation.
Okay.
Don't smoke weed, listen to your mom. Now, if you break any of those, it's going to be a very difficult, well, I think you're 15, right? Go almost 16?
I'm 16 years old.
16, all right.
Okay,
So this is going to be a very difficult next 3 years of your life. So either you can do it quickly and just be done with it, or you can fight it, and we do this all the way to 2023, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Richard Vargas. All right, Mr. Vargas, I'm Judge Kim. The law says when a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I've decided whether to keep you here to release you. If I keep you here, the law says you have to see a judge every 10 days. You do have a right to attorney. Mr. Adler was appointed as your attorney. All right, so you were back here in May for family violence. You got deferred prosecution. And so then in July, you were brought in by Grapevine PD for possession of controlled substance. Mom said she, at 12:30 in the morning, she smelled weed coming from her bedroom, went in there, found you in the bathroom with a vape pen, and you denied vaping and said the pen wasn't yours, it was in your hand. It's like, Mr. Adniji, you've heard of the famous, those weren't my pants defense, right?
Is that what, Judge?
The famous, those weren't my pants defense?
No.
You ever have a client like that? They got drugs in their pants, like, oh, those weren't my pants. I just put on somebody else's pants. All right, so mom took the pen, searched the room, found THC oil. Richard's still denying it. Wouldn't say where it's from. Mom called the police and refused to answer anything. 526 grams. Dang, son, that's a lot. All right. And then there's another report from July where evidently there's a drug deal gone bad and somebody's shooting towards you. Man, all right, so we were letting you out anyways. And then yesterday, or this morning, you were referred by Grapevine PD. You're saying yesterday about almost midnight, police officers were dispatched for a domestic between son and dad. When they got there, dad said Richard was out of control over a phone being taken away. Richard pushed his father, scratched his father's neck, leaving marks. Father grabbed his son and held him at a distance so he couldn't scratch him. And he refused to talk to police again. Well, all right, Richard. Can't follow the rules. Can't follow the rules. Did we give him a drug test?
Yes, Your Honor. He was positive when he was tested when he was brought in for THC.
Whoa. Go fancy that. All right, so.
I'm inside, Judge King.
Are you going to lie to me?
No, Judge, y'all just got to compare my levels to my last drug test. I haven't been smoking. Y'all just got to compare my levels.
Then what that tells me is while you had a case pending, you were smoking nonstop every day. So that just makes it worse.
But I ain't been smoking since I was home.
Look, Richard, you're not talking way out of this one. I can't take you home because you don't follow the rules. So at this point, I'm going to detain you. We're going to visit you at the 10-day and see how you're doing here. But at this point, if you're not going to respect you're wasting your parents' time, you're wasting Grapevine Police's time, you're wasting my time, you're wasting your dad's time. I mean, honestly, figure it out. Either you follow the rules or you don't. And if you don't, you're looking at going away to TJJD for a long time. So if that's what you want, I mean, you're on the right track. You got your foot on the accelerator all the way and straight to TJJD and then TDC. So if that's the life you want, then that's the life you want. Not the one I want. Not the one that your dad wants for you. So it's really that simple. When you're a kid, you got to follow the rules. You got to listen to your parents. When you're an adult, you can do what you want, and then you have kids who then try and do the same thing that you're doing to your dad. At this point, it's your decision, Richard. Either you follow the rules. I'm sorry. Yeah, Richard. Either you follow the rules or you don't follow the rules. It's really just that simple. All right? So, anyways, yeah, I'm going to detain you. I mean, you can't be there. I still have you positive for weed. I just have you fighting your dad. And this is the thing. If you're used to smoke that much weed where you're still residual and you're still testing positive, you want to do everything that you can not to get arrested again. Yes, Dad.
¿Usted me puede ayudar a interpretar, por favor?
Your Honor, I had somebody who was going to help interpret, but that went through. They couldn't log in.
Oh, no, we have an interpreter here.
Okay.
También en el probation decían que no podía entrar nadie a la casa.
Okay. So Dad is saying that in his current probation terms, Other kids on probation were not allowed. Estaban en probación también.
Él estaba en promoción.
Los otros niños.
No, nomás él.
Okay.
Pero él metió a una persona y le hizo un tatu
Okay.
sin autorización.
Oh, so the dad's saying that there's another child that came into the house and
Richard.
Richard made a tattoo on the other kid's forearm.
A él se lo hicieron.
Richard, now you're drawing ink for other people.
At Richard. Another kid went to the home and made a tattoo on Richard.
Oh, Richard has the tattoo. What's this tattoo of? Tribal. I want barbed wire on the arm.
Just across.
Across. Richard, you're a Christian?
I got it from my damn homeboy.
Your dead homeboys.
Yeah, I saw him get killed.
No, no lo conozco al que le hizo el tatuaje.
Dad does not know the other person.
Yeah. Yeah. Richard, you were doing everything wrong. Your dad give you permission for the tattoo?
No, sir.
No.
Your dad give you permission for the tattoo, Richard?
No, sir.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Either you're respecting your parents and following the rules or you're not. If you're not going to, you're just going to stay here at Kimbo. I mean, you can't win this fight. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like you're trying to do what you think is right. You're doing what you want to do. You want to do that, hire a lawyer, right? File papers for emancipation where you're on your own. You can do your own thing. There's a process for that. But unless you do that, if you're going to do something, go all in, right? Divorce your parents, get emancipated, and you can make these decisions by yourself. But if you're not going to do that, then you're not going to do that. Don't try and be your own man and make these big, tough decisions for yourself by getting tattoos for your homeboys, right? When you're still leeching off your parents, when they're paying your rent, buying your food, buying your clothes, giving you your bed, man, all you're doing is mooching off your parents and then acting like a tough guy. Quit it. Either man up and be a man or be a kid. Don't be in between. Don't try and skate both sides and just be a mooch off your parents and still disrespect them. I'm not going to help them. I'm not going to help you do that. Right? So, yes, a lot of thinking to do about right now. So, anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and detain you. We'll see you at the 10-day hearing. But at this point, I've given you so many chances, I'm almost tired of it. All right, so the rest of my 10-day hearings, except for that first one for the CPS hearing, I believe it's Hauser. So Judge Porter's going to take over, and then I'll be back for Hauser. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Right, Elijah Garcia, are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Your attorney, Mr. Mooney, is here to represent and advise you. Your level 3-0 in the back for inappropriate computer use yesterday. Obviously, you can't follow the rules in detention. So I'm not convinced that you'll follow the rules if I were to release you. I believe you to be a danger to yourself or others, so you're ordered detained. Thank you, sir. All right, Martin Herrera.
Next.
Are you Mr. Herrera?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Herrera, my name is Judge Porter. The law says when you're brought into detention, you must see a judge every 10 business days. If you're initially detained, you have the right to an attorney. You also have the right to remain silent. Ms. McGonigal, your attorney, is Ms. McGonigal still here?
I'm here, Your Honor. My
right.
video has been dismantled by Judge Kim.
All right. Mr. Herrera, you're at level 3-0 in the back for, among other things, refusing to do your schoolwork. Doing your schoolwork is the easy thing to do in the back. Obeying the rules is the easy thing to do. If you're not going to do your schoolwork in the back, if you're not going to obey the rules in the back, you're not going to do your schoolwork if I were to release you. You're not going to follow the rules if I were to release you. Accordingly, I believe you are a danger to yourself or others. You're ordered detained.
Sir, can I say something, Mr. Porter?
Go ahead.
For Martin's schoolwork, it has to be modified because he's in a special program when he was out of detention in regular school. So it might be that he's having a very, not that I'm making excuses, but
if his work's not modified with the 4,000D, there's going to be issues with him having a hard time doing work. I just want to point that out.
All right.
And I've been trying to get a hold of his lawyer for 4 times already within the past week, and I have not got a call back or a response. Just because I'm a parent that likes to be fully involved, and I don't understand what's going on as to why he's a minor. I feel like the lawyer should be contacting me if I leave voice messages, because I'm needing to know like what's going to be the future step once he completes his 24 days, because he got an automatic 24 days from Judge Terry, when he first went in.
Oh.
But, I mean,
because of his
the cussing and the his behavior.
Okay, well, Ms.
Because
McGonigal.
I wanted to express my opinion.
All right. Well, I appreciate that.
express that.
I appreciate that, Ms. Moreno. Your son is ordered detained, if for no other reason than the way he conducted himself before Judge Terry. Ms. McGonigal, I am sure, absolutely certain, that you will return the mother's call before the end of the business day. Thank you, everyone. Moving on. Elizabeth Carroll has waived her detention hearing. So Austin Oates. Austin, we've met. My name's Judge Porter. This is a detention hearing to determine if you should remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Is Rafael Sierra here?
He was on here.
Thank you, Mr. Sierra. All right, Austin, level 3 in the back for punching a wall, among other things. Yeah, no. If you're going to punch walls in the back, if you're going to punch walls at home, if I were to release you, that makes you a danger to yourself or others. So you're ordered detained.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May I be excused, Judge?
Thank you, Mr. Sierra. Good to
Yes,
see
sir. Thank you, Judge.
you. Mr. Beaver. All right.
Your Honor, we're getting Mr. Rojas up. He is confined in his room.
I understand. He had a little problem with weapons in his room, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Sir, Mr. Williams available if you'd like to skip him for now.
Yes. Let's go ahead and get Mr. Williams while we're getting Mr. Rosas on deck. Is Ms. Campos here? Who's filling in for Ms. Campos?
Your Honor, I am Van Hook, but I can't get my video going because Judge Kim put me in a breakout room somewhere.
Right, and I can't do it either. Did Mom ever make it to JPD?
Yes, Mom
Okay.
and her brother are here.
Okay, let's get Mom in either the parents' room or in my courtroom in front of the computer.
She's right there, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Mr. Williams, we've met this morning. My name is Judge Porter. This is a detention hearing to determine if you should remain in detention or be released to a parent or guardian. You have the right to remain silent. You also have the right to an attorney. Your attorney, Ms. McGonigal, is here. You're level 1-0 in the back. Ms. McGonigal, when can we get this case set for hearing in front of me?
Well, Mary gave me a setting for the 2nd of October. Due to my schedule of the 25th, I actually have a bench trial, and that was the only other date that she gave me that was available.
Are y'all free? Do you think you could do it this afternoon? Anytime this afternoon?
I have a contested hearing of Judge Kim this afternoon starting at 1:30.
Okay. What about 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it starts at 1:30, so I can do 1 o'clock.
All right. Mom, can you be back here at 1 o'clock?
Yes, I'll be here. I'll just wait in the lobby.
Awesome. Mr. Williams, for purposes of this hearing, just for right now, I'm going to order that you be detained, and I will see you back at 1 o'clock, okay? All right, we'll see you back at 1 o'clock.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir. Sir, you're frozen up.
Kathleen, I'm going to give you a call and see what you all and the DA are going to work out.
All right, Mr. Rosas. Are you Mr. Rosas?
Yo.
Are you Mr.
Yes, sir.
Rosas?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Rosas, my name is Judge Porter. This is a detention hearing. The law says when you're brought into detention and initially detained, you must see a judge every 10 business days thereafter. This is your 10-day hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Your attorney, Mr. Beaver, is here. You are level 3 confined in the back because they found you with shanks in your room. That is enough evidence to convince me that if I were to release you today, you would be a danger to yourself or others. Accordingly, you're ordered detained.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right, we're going to turn it back over to Judge Kim.
All right, thank you, Judge Porter. All right, do we still have the people from CPS? And if we can bring back Jeremy?
And Judge, we'll pull in the CPS worker and family right now.
All right, thank you. All right, at this point, given that court proceedings are presumed to be open to the public, however, the Texas Family Code 54.08A provides that a court may close hearings to the public if the court makes a determination for good cause that the public should be excluded due to the sensitive nature of the discussion. The court is finding that it is in the best interest of the child to close these proceedings to the public. So I'm discontinuing the YouTube broadcast. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend.